Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are talking about Apocalypse, and with me, I have RogueContra of Uno. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Jang, and thank you so much for having me here and be able to talk about this awesome weekend we're going to have soon.
It is an absolute pleasure. I love doing these, and so I'm just stoked that we have another major event to talk about. So let's just get right on into it. And why don't you give me the basics of what APOC is?
So APOC, where do I even start? Like the basics of APOC. First things first, it's gonna be a blast, pun intended, but also like the fact that it's gonna be a lot of fun seeing old friends, making new ones, like to meet and play with a ton of people. And we have a private field for you to run on and everything. Hold on. Trying to check. I think
No
the audio's a
problem.
little cut off.
Um, yeah, that's something I actually want to get into. Actually, I was going to
Hmm.
talk about it later, but let's go ahead and bring that up now. The
Yeah.
location has changed, not since the last APOC, but from kind of historically APOC in the past. And kind of what are the differences between the venue now and the older venues?
Well, that's a really good question. So like I came into this hobby like in a transitional period of the hobby, so it's like a mix between old guard and like new tech coming in. So it's like the first APOC I went to was I think 2018, 2017. I can't exactly remember, and was mostly like a lot of 4Bs. Stripes were just coming up in the hobby with the cages and everything like that, and the FDL was like right around the corner in the next few years. So like going back to the location, like I wasn't necessarily like used to dealing with these like open fields, these like high-powered springers with me with my low strife hitting 140, 150 FPS. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, but it was like a fun introduction to like what a big team battle was going to be. And when we took over the mantle of APOC in the next few years, and we brought it to Cousins Paintball in New Jersey, um, it changed a lot. It changed a lot where we had like the autonomy of the entirety of the day and having to have all this space and different levels of terrain to play on and also create different game modes and types to the field. So it's like we changed from like open parks with like not sure if we're gonna have cover or what we're gonna deal with like the forest terrain to straight up dense forests, mini villages, trenches, all sorts of crazy like things and hijinks you could get into on this field. So like this private field for like to have it for the whole day for 15 bucks. Honestly, it's a steal for our hobby. Like it's pretty affordable too.
Yeah, that's a good price for a solid day of games with people traveling in for it. Like it's one of the iconic events in the hobby. So
Yeah.
I do love that it's being continued on and that you were able to pick up that mantle. Um, I'm curious, how was that process actually of getting it from the older organizers onto Uno?
I think it was just like a process of like communication. So like when NYCNO was picking up, it was like thank Ness, our president at Uno, for like continuously pumping out the games every weekend for us to come through and play. And over time, we had this joking invasion arc, which garnered us a little bit more of notoriety in like the region. So through that and talking with different heads from different regions, we ended up landing with like being in the same circles talking with Nick Marvin. And due to the fact that like as far as I understood at the time, he was like the only organizer like leading the charge on APOC. And over time, we stepped in to help him out as the admin team. And then the next year, he gave us the reins to fully go full sail with APOC and everything like that and have fun with it for everybody.
That's awesome. I love that
Yeah.
it was kind of a smooth transition and handoff, and kind of you got to experience a little bit and then have the free reigns. I think that's a fantastic way to do it.
Mhm.
I do like getting a little bit of the lore of Uno, the NYNCO beforehand, and I do remember that invasion period when it was
Yeah.
happening. So yeah, it's some good Northeast lore you got going on there.
It was a
Uh,
lot of fun.
it's cool when you naturally have things happen that kind of integrate groups together and get people playing with people they may not have otherwise. So I think that's kind of one of the fun parts of the hobby is just getting those groups together, those people together, which APOC is gonna do on a larger scale in most cases. I know historically a lot of people have traveled out for it.
Hmm.
And you did mention uh, with the venue change, going from the open fields and no cover to Cousins Paintball Park with all of the variety of options you have. Is that
Yep.
going to is that going to impact the games that are played, the types of games, or are you going to try and kind of stick with some of the traditional games that may have been played, years ago?
Yeah, so we have our own little homebrew of games on that deal with just the field. We've adjusted a lot of like games that we've ran at our locals, in spirit of other games we took from other events. So it's like we have our own version of Koth, we have our own version of Flag Push and everything like that. We're gonna for APOC we're planning to try to work more on with infinite life games so everyone gets like a lot of time to play at their own speed, have time to communicate with their friends next to them. So there's a lot of like communication going on and off the field, and everyone's having a good time. Um, like a hint, not hint, we might have a like the tank might be returning for APOC for a game mode. Um, that's to be determined, but it's most likely going to happen. We're gonna have a game mode centered around that as well. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's awesome. I definitely look forward to seeing the video from the event itself. That's always a great time. A little bit of envy-inducing, the FOMO kind of feeling, but it's great to see all the fun being had and kind of the joy that it brings to everyone. Um, with the evolution of the hobby and more kind of as you mentioned, APOC being an older school style of event where you'd see
Mhm.
4Bs, snap bows, all kinds of older school, older style blasters. Do you expect to see that still represented at the event this year? I don't know how much it was last year, or is it going to be more kind of evolved into the modern day of the hobby?
Honestly, due to the fact of how fast tech has ramped up in this hobby in the past like 3 or 4 years, we've been busy during COVID because idle hands
Nothing else to do.
creates. Yeah, exactly. So like we've got a lot of cool tech, the Pew Pew. We got like Sweetheart Storms out there, Colonel Wasp, the Momentum coming around the corner soon. SPFs, like I'm expecting to see a lot of like new tech and a mix of old tech. I'm honestly hoping to see a lot of old tech because since I didn't get to see a lot of that, I'm so fascinated by the Y bows, the pump snaps. I only got to see one ESTL in my entire Nerf hobby so far in person, so it's like it's interesting. I look forward to see a good mix, but
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna see a lot more new tech on the field
that's
than
fair.
anything.
I I, I feel as though I must pitch this idea of what if you had like an old school round, just one round during the day where people could bring out the old stuff and flex it. That kind of like, here's some showcase pieces of my homemade PVC. It doesn't have to be a long round, but something to kind of keep that spirit going, maybe.
Actually, like one of our game runners, Kevin, he's pushing for this like really interesting modifier called TMNT. It's towns no thanks, no, town mags no thanks, or no thank you. Excuse me, sorry, I'm ruining it
It's all
horribly.
good.
But pretty much you could. I'm trying to understand what the rules are around it entirely, but I think it's just to pertain to any game mode we're gonna have, and pretty much anything that doesn't really take a talon mag is legal to play. So theoretically, like a hopper wouldn't count as like a talon mag blaster. So I think that might fit
Yeah.
into like that realm of like running old school blasters and just going along with that frankenjank of whatever you want to play, so everyone can have like their own taste of fun at APOC.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It definitely fits into that flavor while not being so pigeonholing that if you don't have an old blaster, you can't play. I
Yeah.
like that idea. And also, I like that you mentioned wanting to do a lot of games where you had infinite respawns, so people could just
Hmm.
play and enjoy and not have to worry about, oh, I've got to play this way because I've only got this many lives left, and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So a big fan of that choice as well. Um, I do want to talk a little bit about just kind of organizing and planning and kind of what that's like for a big event like this. What are some of the kind of the hurdles you have to get through and some stuff that you have to deal with to make something like this happen?
Oh, that's a loaded question. That's a good question. As a fellow organizer, you understand, and to my organizers out there, I feel your woes. Main thing is like one of the issues is scheduling, getting the right amount of hands for the day, a ton of logistics meetings of like, do you have this? Do we have that? Can we confirm this? Do we have the money for that? What can we invest into? It's a lot of like meticulous planning for to bring you like a really good product for everyone to invest and enjoy a lot of fun in. Uh, like it's a lot of pulling hair sometimes. Like we're all busy with life and everything like that to get everyone in the same boardroom. To like, hey, so what do you think about this? And like if you have another opinion, let us know and see what's up. You know, it's a lot of a lot of strong communication that has to go on between each admin and organizer that um to create a put on a good event.
Yeah, it really can't be overstated enough. Also, anyone for any event that is willing to help out with the event, the organizers, they will be so thankful. It can't be really can't be overstated how valuable people helping is. And on that note, I feel like I probably say this every single time, but say thank you to your organizers because it can take a lot, and those simple things can really give it a little like boost to them. Just like you enjoyed the event, the thing they wanted people to enjoy. They get to know that you enjoyed it. So that those little things help. It may seem simple, but you know, thank them. It's worth it. They make things possible.
We appreciate all y'all for coming to our events. We appreciate y'all all the time. You're the reasons why we put these things together.
Yeah, for sure. It's this hobby doesn't exist without organizers, so I appreciate every single one that's out there that makes events happen and helps grow this hobby. Um, so let's actually, I realized we didn't actually talk about when this event is.
Oh yeah, we're just so excited
I
about
know.
blasting.
Yeah.
It's just let's get right into it. I feel you. I feel it. I'm gonna explain the entire weekend so everyone can have a general understanding of what to do if they're coming for both events. Quick understanding of plugs and stuff like that. So for APOC, it's happening on Saturday, August the 5th. It's a Saturday, so you have a lot of time to get there. Um, it's gonna be great, and keep in mind that APOC is a 300 FPS event, 150 for modded Mega, just to and throwables must not have a soft core and all that stuff like that. But also remember the next on Sunday the 6th is BPOC. So remember you're going to be tuning your blasters for both APOC and then into BPOC if you're going for both events. Okay, and it's 250 for springers and 200 for flywheels. So we have APOC and BPOC, and we'll see POC y'all there, like at both events if possible. You know?
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Um, I do want to talk about BPOC specifically in a minute here, but
Mhm.
I did notice something in chat that I actually had a similar thought when you said it, but let's bring this up, and that's what's the
What's up?
story behind the tank?
Oh, okay. We have a resident nerfer. His company or his vendor is called Nerds. His name is Tom, and he runs this Nerf vendor called Nerds, and they sell little Nerf products. And then they decided to the dad, bless him, he's rolled with us for years. We've seen his son grow up in our club. It's great. TJ's amazing. Um, but like they bought. I think I'm gonna get this wrong, but they believe they bought like a Walmart tank, and then they brought it to our or they bought like a chassis and they built a chassis around like a Walmart tank, and then souped it up where it's like rotating. We have a whole video about it. I think I'm like fighting behind it, and they just rolled in and started like using it. And it was actually pretty cool. It was the cockpit small enough for like a small person to fit in and drive and shoot through the cannon and stuff. And now I've been talking with Tom, and like he's very invested in this tank project that he's building, and it it's definitely evolved from a little Walmart tank, our store-bought engine, and then now it's definitely you'll see the videos, you'll see the pictures. I don't want to spoil too much about
Awesome.
it, but it's gonna be so cool.
I love when things become traditions. So
Yeah.
if all of a sudden every year APOC has the tank and people get to look forward to what's changed on it this year, what's new, or how are we going to have fun with it, like those kinds of things I love. I love that kind of lore. You have there's lore behind this thing for the event. So I love those types of additions to events.
Absolutely.
So BPOC. Talk to me
Yes.
about that, what it is, why it was added, and all of the good stuff around it.
Oh man, I got a good story for you. So BPOC was almost not going to happen. We were trying to get it to happen, but we couldn't garner enough like support in terms of like bodies to run it and stuff. Because like there was a lull after Maryland Mayhem, and there wasn't really much to compete for in terms like competition events like happening around us for us to travel to. And they were like, okay, let's try to host an event after APOC, like get some more people to stay, give them a reason to stay longer for the weekend and enjoy their weekend with more foam flinging fun. And we couldn't get any we dropped the idea after we couldn't get enough support or enough like hands for the event because we couldn't run with just Jason and I, and also Gotham and Josh, who's been our resident referee, amazing ref by the way, recommend him for all your events. Yeah, so like we dropped it for a bit, and then out of nowhere, out of the blue, our friends from Maryland, Dart Sweep and Boomstick, they messaged us out of nowhere. It's like, hey, so what's going on with this event? And we were like, oh, we couldn't put it together. And he's like, let's make it happen. And
Nice.
thanks to MDFA, we have BPOC happening. And to credit Jason, he named it BPOC just because, just for laughs, and it's really good.
I like the choice of name, and I love Maryland coming in clutch to help make the event a reality. I do also love the fact that it's a 2-day event. If people are going to be coming out for something, let's give them the most fun we can, the most variety of the hobby, and that's something as well. This is BPOC is a competitive focused day, correct?
Yes, it's a casual tournament. There's not much at stake. It's just to be not only introductory as competitive to bring any casual players from APOC to come check it out, but also give like our own competitive players something to look forward to and have fun with. It's gonna be fun. We have access to a lot more space, so we could house more players and more teams. And if anyone would like to help volunteer for the event as well, please reach out to us. Myself, Jason, Gotham, Boomstick, and Dart Sweep. Like, just reach out to them for any further information. Just remember, bring your blasters, bring your own iPro, and your own darts. And registration's at 10 to 10:45. So if you come after that, you'll be funneled into you'll be like automatically filtered into a team that's already set up. So make sure you come on time. And yeah, ages 12 and up can compete. And yeah.
Fantastic. What do you have the games kind of figured out? Like what format you're going to be playing, or is that still TBD?
Oh no, we're gonna debut it. We're running it back. It's Maryland Mayhem 2.1.
Nice,
We're doing
nice.
flag dash rules again. We love the format, but with updated rules since the last tournament. We don't know if anyone else has had access to the new updated rules, but just to give you all a heads up again, 250 springers, 200 flywheels, 1 point for elimination, 2 points for the initial first flag grab, and 4 points for a successful flag push. So that's the new flag dash rules. There will be other shared later on, but that's the bare bones of what you should be expecting within the format.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing the rest of those rules and all the updates and changes. And I do love and appreciate when rules continue to be updated after they've been played and events have been run, and you find those little tweaks and things to just continue improving something. So big plus there in my mind. Also,
Most definitely.
as much as I hope that in the future, APOC and BPOC weekend can become like BPOC is a tournament, like a major tournament. I
Hmm.
would love to see. I do like that you're starting with a casual focus to kind of get people in, because a lot of people still haven't played competitive, and getting that low stakes or no stakes entry
Hmm.
to experience it can really be a big plus.
Yeah. I thank our friends from Maryland for like embodying that part where it's like just have fun, throw your pride in the game, and then just walk out having a good time, you know?
Yeah.
It for especially for a competitive setting because it could be intimidating for new players, as you say, you know? So you want to give them something just to have fun with and create their own little like APOC BPOC memory, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. The camaraderie and the friendships and kind of the stories that you get from the events are some of the best things. So the crazy moments that can happen in tournament settings are always a lot of fun.
Oh man, it gives you goosebumps every time.
You know what?
Crazy.
I'm gonna pull us back to Maryland Mayhem for a minute, because
Okay.
um, you were injured for that.
Yeah.
And I know you ran with Team Smog as the jersey behind you, as you're repping, and you were originally going to play, but you injured yourself, I believe, at a
And
tournament
another tournament.
beforehand. Yeah.
Our
Uh,
friends at at the Bay. Yeah, go ahead, continue.
so you stepped in as kind of a coach position, and
Yep,
I love that you did that, because I feel like it's something that's underrated right now, and
absolutely.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on how that went and what you felt you added to that for your added to the team's value with that.
I am so glad you asked this question because there's like a whole different like layer to coaching that I didn't even expect to feel when I was on that field. Because I flash back to 2019 FPT when we first met, and also I gotta get you back because you were you were my first like competitive match like ever in terms of like on the stage, and you guys just washed our shit. So like it was crazy. It was crazy. Excuse me, but it was a great time. But going back to it, it's just like I remember you working with your team during that time with the clipboard, calling out spots, putting in like making different names for different sections and stuff like that. And I was like sitting there, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then going back to the road to Maryland Mayhem, after I injured my foot back at the at competitive over at in San Diego. Stupid. But yeah, so I couldn't run. But luckily we were able to have a team full of five. So after that we decided to like say, okay, if this is the team, this is the team. And they were going to train like physically and like create their plays over there while we have our guys train over here. So during that time I started studying my own players. I was studying like old videos and stuff like that. So going back to your videos, Jang, on competitive and everything like that, just to see like what do I have to do? How do I be more effective on the field while off the field? And I'm also humbled by my other players as well, who's done coaching like if not better sometimes. And it's crazy, like the crazy things how coaches can get the team together under one, um, I guess goal, and that goal is always to win. But like, how do you keep people's like five different mentalities in check? While there's like adrenaline running through them, there's a different type of like people are feeling differently. That play didn't work, but why do you want to try it again? And it's not just that pressure of help maintaining your team's mentalities and like giving them what they need in terms of what they need to do to be the best they can to be on the field, but also to watch your back. To straight up just like you're sitting there like with the clipboard and then you're just like jotting down little notes that are only encrypted to your language and your team's language and stuff. And then you just see people like this like, oh, interesting. I'm like, what what are you doing here? And I'm like, okay, so this is I was like flashing back, I was like, oh, okay, so this is what it feels like. I'm like, okay, so then I had to create another secondary kind of language to be like, okay, guys, I can't write what I need to write for you guys, so I'm just do these numbers and these little signs, and then you're gonna have to interpret as such, and I'm gonna tell you exactly as soon as we get on the field. So it's like mentality management, time management, meditation for your teammates, like figure out what their different forms of calm can be, um, and also like figuring out the right play that like it's not a guarantee that you believe it's going to be right, that your team will
Yeah.
believe it's going to work. You know,
Yeah.
it's a team thing. You know, it's all tempo and rhythm.
Yeah, that you
Yeah.
nailed so many things there on the aspects to think about. There's so much that goes unnoticed or unthought about that I firmly believe for you coaching, you are now a better player as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So I highly recommend to anyone that, you know, maybe if you're injured or you're not 100% or something, but there's an event coming up, help a team out. Whether
Hmm.
it's helping day of, helping them practice, uh, watching their footage back and giving them notes on like, hey, I noticed this thing. Like, all those little things can improve your game by trying to improve others. So it really is a blessing for all parties. So I love that you did that. I remember watching the stream and seeing you with the clipboard and being like, I love that. I'm so stoked that he's doing it. I'm sure all of Smog appreciated it and loved having that voice
They were
on the
amazing.
sidelines.
They were absolutely amazing. I appreciate all of them. And also it's the energy too. Just to add a little bit, like you also need to have that energy to reach your
Yeah,
teammates too on the
yeah,
field. Yeah.
yeah. Being able to explain things and get people on the same page is definitely a skill that can take some time to acquire, and you have to understand the
Absolutely.
people that are on your team and everything that goes into it and what they're thinking. So yeah, I know that's a bit of a tangent from APOC, but I just, you know, came to mind as
It's
like,
okay, we can bring it back.
I mean, look, part of me is any excuse to talk about competitive I'm here for, but
Yeah.
you know, as we'll try and keep within reason. I
Don't worry. We'll sweat at APOC and then we'll sweat in the AC condition indoor at BPOC.
Oh
It's
yeah,
all good.
that
Yeah, indoor.
I love that you've got the air conditioning for that. That's a big plus.
It's pivotal.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
honestly pivotal.
I know. I guess FPT and Maryland Mayhem were both warm uh, indoors, despite that. So that's something you know, got to factor in as well. It's keeping cool and keeping fresh in that. So big ups for having that temperature
Absolutely.
controlled room, which is so valuable. I remember
Yeah.
the heat of 2019 for you know, 2019 was
Oh,
nothing. Apparently
bro.
this year FPT was insane.
Yo, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And they were like out in the open, and then
Yeah.
there's like I guess in the angle on the hill with the sun beaming down. 2019 was horrid because it was just right on top of us. But I heard it was hotter
Yeah.
at this year's
Apparently it was
FPT.
like 100 plus in the shade.
No,
Yeah,
man,
so I was like, I don't know how
no.
y'all are doing it. Big ups to
The shit.
you. You're stronger. You're running off adrenaline. So it's hopefully,
But congrats to the teams that competed,
yeah.
like and pulled out and showed out and everything.
Major congrats to Beef Squad coming in,
Yeah.
taking that win, and also was it Mystic Vapor taking second?
Trying to remember the
Why am I?
bracket.
I know Orca took third,
I
which is
yeah.
a big up for them. So
Awooga, my boys.
yeah, I'm super stoked for them because that's a big come up, and you know, B Squad being the longest running, or not the
Yeah.
longest running, but the team that has participated in every FPT event.
Abs-
Uh,
I I played against him at the first one too and
yeah.
everything. It's crazy. I remember them.
So yeah, it's cool to see that they, you know, have stuck together, and that's something I really I want to see more of, and something that I hope BPOC will kind of lend to, and that's
Mm,
seeing teams form and stick together throughout the years of tournaments, and
yes.
having that event where people can kind of get to know each other and play with others and go, oh, I liked playing with this person and these other people. If they did with me, maybe we can make a team, and you know, we can do this again next year. And like those foundations being built up is something super valuable that can be a part of BPOC.
Yeah, like, and the best way to do it is at APOC when you're just like playing with some random person and you like their vibe and you just like playing with them, and then the more a group of people gets into the conversation, take your team to BPOC. Like you liked hanging out, why not hang out part two? Like create a team, just jump in, buy a ticket, and just like compete and have fun and like meet more other players. Like I tell some of my friends like wear different jerseys so you get a taste of different play styles and different teams. So even if it's just for one event, like you competed, you tried, and like you learned how to work with different players and organizers as well. Because everyone has different strengths to offer to the table. You just gotta know how to accentuate it out of each other, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I love that. It's really valuable to put that emphasis on the kind of low stakes side of it for people
Hmm.
to really feel like they can just get in and invest themselves in it and enjoy the experience and really get hooked on competitive, because that's what happens when you play it. uh,
Yeah, yeah.
I am being corrected. My memory completely failed. um,
It's like, okay, yours and mine both, bro.
Wow, I don't know how I was that far off. But thank you, Darcy, for correcting me on that one. Oh, and that's wrong with theirs. The one Frumble took second. Midnight Terror took third. I,
Hey.
I don't know what had me off on that one, but thank you for the correction again.
Oh, because I think Orca was split between.
Yeah, there were Orca players on, but I don't know why they took third, because they weren't playing at all. So it's I got no excuse for that one. That's just a
Good job.
complete miss on my end. uh,
Thanks, Andrew.
yeah, thank you for the info that I couldn't bring up while we were talking here. Josh talking about having multiple jerseys. I still want jerseys for every team. So
Yeah.
if you got a team
Me
in a
too, bro.
jersey, let me know. I'm here for. I got my Beef Squad jersey. I tried to get an A team jersey, didn't happen, unfortunately. I want a
Dang.
Smog jersey, but that didn't happen.
Sorry,
So you know,
we nep now. We nep
I
now,
know,
bro.
I know. I can't. Smog is gone. There's just no chance anymore.
You know, it is what it is. But it's good. It's good to have more friends, different networks, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a Nebula jersey at some point here, since that's where it's ending up. But are we gonna get you back out in the West Coast anytime soon for events?
Oh, absolutely. I'm planning to come by for rag.
Oh,
Come out and compete or play.
yeah.
Like
All
we'll see
right.
both. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Trying to drag more peeps from this coast to come through, hype, add some more hype up and everything like that to
Oh,
the event.
I would
Looking forward to it.
love an East Coast team to rep out
Oh
at
man,
RAG. I was really hoping maybe we see some Maryland people come out, because I know I think Boomstick's coming. Um,
my boy Neil.
Zelko says there's a chance. You know what? You said there's a chance. That means 100% it's happening, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna cry. So
No.
I'm just putting that out there. uh, but
Taste
no,
and please.
yeah. Back to we were talking about FPT earlier on, and how you gotta get me back. I am looking forward to getting on the field with you and every other team we've played against. Like I
Absolutely.
am I am I view us as underdogs now. So like we get to come
Oh,
back
word.
and like yeah, we gotta work our way back up. I'm stoked. Like I
All
love
right,
that.
all right. I'm pretty stoked too. I'm
Dude,
looking forward to playing against you, bro. It's gonna be so much fun, man.
I want everyone's heat on the field. I want everyone to bring it 100%.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Zelko's gonna get me a Smog jersey. Hyped. Oh, that feels good. I love that. All right, I do wanna mention as well. Anyone in chat, if you've got any questions, feel free to drop those.
By all means.
You know, whether it's about APOC, BPOC, anything Uno related, hobby related at all, feel free to drop those in the chat, and we can get those. Yes, Lego Boy Rag is supposed to be October 6th to 8th. We are working on the venues. We have 3 venues currently that we are waiting to hear from, essentially, on when we can book them. So the options are out there. We're just waiting. We're in that situation of, we've done what we can and we're pushing as much as we can. So as soon as we get that information, it'll be out, and everything will be confirmed and opened and all of that. Um, so yeah, I'm believe me, I want that information out, more than as much as anyone else, if not more, as part of the organizing team. So it's been very, very depressing that we can't have that for you earlier right now. So Perry, I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at RAG again this year. And I'm glad that you and some others from the East Coast are going to make it out.
Yeah, we're trying to get more peeps. We want people to start traveling a little bit more for Nerf. Just like, if not just to visit a club or anything like that, or compete mostly. So like, the fun continues going and gives people incentive to like, I want to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that. I'm just thinking about, going back to APOC here.
Yeah. For APOC. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, so for APOC, I also want to input other stuff about the cool jank and fun we could have at APOC in terms of like, we have classes like roles, or like kind of different. We call them modifiers. And players, if you don't have to feel intimidated to bring a strong blaster, because we have classes that can work with you. So like, we have like a scout class, which is like a speed class. It has like infinite lives on limited life game modes. It has like instant respawn and infinite life game mode, so it's like tap go. But the only difference is that you can't use melee, you can't take out Jedi, but you can use a low FPS blaster. We have a different categorization for each one, so just talk to an admin on what that is. But the scout class is like a lightweight class that you could just let go of your inhibitions. Just screw it, I'm gonna run in this forest like crazy and John Wick my way through. We have shield bearers as a class, where anyone who wants to bring their own shield. We just lifted like the limitation rule on the shield, so you can have this big wall if you want. No. Not saying that it will work, but like, if you want to, sure, you can do that. There are other rules to that. Megas and sock bombs will instantly kill a shield user. Just remember that. And our favorite one here at Uno is the Jedi. It's pretty much a melee only class. You can't play objectives, you can't like steal the flag, you can't hit the thing, but you're impervious to pretty much all darts except for megas and throwables. It's a fun class. You could go Jedi into like, especially at APOC when you're fighting 20 million clone troopers or stormtroopers, whichever one you prefer, which era. It's cool.
That is cool. I do like that you're bringing some of the flavor of the local area to the event itself. I've seen plenty of footage of Jedis going in your games, and yeah, it definitely looks fun. I do like you kind of got to some of the things I wanted to bring up with APOC, as well as kind of some things to expect and all that. And actually, there was a question. We have a couple questions actually. We'll go ahead and do these right now. One is asking, for those who do travel, how would you recommend packing?
Oh,
any notes or thoughts on that?
Okay, so for traveling, I've done a lot of this in the past year for Nerf. It's actually really, that's a good question. So for packing, usually like, if you really want to separate things, have a bag for your blasters, all your gear, separate your like staying clothes with your playing clothes. Just trust me, don't throw all that crap in the same luggage. It's gonna get crazy. It's a mess. But if it's possible, do that so you could separate, because APOC is a different beast and BPOC is a different. It's a beast POC. It's a different beast too. So like for APOC, you're gonna have to like wear like, it's different terrain. I would suggest wear boots. There's a lot of different forms of elevation. You could slip, anything like that. There are branches. Like it's a dense forest with a mix of different cover. Bring towels just to towel off the sweat, if anything like that, and definitely a lot of water. And then like packing like I guess your lipos and everything like that. I usually keep it in my gear bag and everything, like, so I could just go in, separate my stuff, and then like go into my regular clothes and be able to switch it out. But think about what you're carrying. Also think about what you're going to use, because there's a lot of events I've seen people bring like 20 million blasters and they only use two. Save your back, save your legs some stress, and you know, I'm not telling you not to bring it just to have fun. I just also want to give you some. If you have more space for more cool stuff, why not? And if you're definitely going to use it or sell it or show it off, make space for that. We want to see it, you know. Like, you know, we've seen a lot of hammer shots. Like, let's show me some jank. Let's have some fun, you know.
There's two little additions to that actually.
Yes.
One of which both actually are brought up in chat here. One is go over the possible poison ivy at APOC. So if there is poison ivy, be prepared for that. So that the boots definitely comes into play with that. Wearing pants, being prepared for that type of environment that you're gonna want to wear the appropriate attire if you're gonna be crawling around in it and things like that.
And bug spray too.
Yes,
Bring bug spray.
Definitely.
And sunscreen.
All three of those things important.
All those things.
Absolutely.
Important.
But the other is if you're running a flywheel blaster or any battery powered blaster, lipos go in your carry-on. They don't go in check in or check on luggage. They go in your carry-on. You have to have them in some sort of I think they like you to have the fireproof bags to put them in. Yes, we all know that those bags aren't actually fireproof, and you know it's total bad marketing. But they do want something in them. Have them easily accessible because you'll pull them out at times when you're going through security check. And also, you can only bring a certain number, I believe. I don't remember what that number is, but
I don't remember either. I brought 3 lipos.
Yeah,
I think.
I want to say it's like somewhere between 4 and 6 per person. Again, don't quote that, but look, if you're bringing more than a couple, check to make sure. So yeah, there's just some good stuff to think about for packing, and I like that you've experienced enough of that this year to be like immediately, yes, I have thoughts.
All the worst and all the best, like it's happened, man. I've seen it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it can.
Things we do for this hobby.
It can go wild quick. I know, I've had to overpack for FPT in the past, and like my bag was way overweight getting to the airport, and it was like, oh, what do I do? Okay, run and buy extra duffel bag to put stuff in and pay for second checked bag because the overweight fee is crazy.
That quick $30 just or $50 for that extra check-in.
It's definitely weigh your stuff beforehand if you can. It's it's important and worth doing. So yeah, as for APOC, I'm thinking I asked this question of a basic nerf about Armageddon, so I figure I'll throw this one out here for you as well. If there was one blaster you'd like to see at the event, what would that be?
Oh man, what would that be? Honestly, like the only blaster I'm really excited for right now is when the momentum kicks in and comes out. I'm not sure that's gonna be debuting at APOC soon. I'm not sure. But if I were gonna go with new and old, I don't know if basic nerf answered like this too, if anything, but new and old, I would like to see what would old tech be pretty cool to see? I guess pump snap, like a Y hopper or something. Like I'm very simple. I don't know too much of the old blasters, but I'm very intrigued, like the old lightsabers of old and all that crap. And I just like seeing the evolution of tech. So I like to see where it started and where we're at. It's fascinating.
It's a classic. Yeah. You want to see a classic. I like that. Yeah. As for momentum, I know Perry from Out of Darts was in chat. I don't know if he still is.
Perry
But if he
Boy.
is, maybe you can give us an update on how the first run of Momentums is going. I know we saw a picture on the social media from them about all of them in their buckets getting ready to be shipped out or tested or something. So they're moving along. So I'm hoping we'll see them soon.
Oh, me too, me too. We're everyone in the Uno Discord, is just frothing over every little bit of information, and we're just like, just Eli, bro. Funny story, funny quick story. So we're all just talking about the momentum, I think, in the chat, and then Eli's part of the Discord, and he just drops it out of nowhere, like, hey, yeah, the list is open, you guys want in? And then like everyone's just like, oh crap, let me get in on that. It was a fun day. It was pretty funny.
Definitely, watching everyone go crazy about listing was definitely a fun experience. And Perry coming through clutch, saying most of the Momentums shipped this afternoon. So it seems to me like they should be there in time for APOC. So I think we'll see some at APOC, and that'll be fun to see what people do with those and how those are utilized.
Yeah, that, the SPFs, the pews, we have a lot of those on this side of the coast, so it's gonna be, oh my goodness.
That'll be fun.
Flywheel heaven.
I wanna see the footage. I'm looking forward to it. And maybe
man.
here's one I don't think we'll be able to realistically answer, but here's someone trying to stir some drama up. We've got if picked from a random pool of members from Uno and SDNC, who would win in a 5v5 speed dart comp?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got my boys.
I figure you're
for
gonna
this one easy.
you're
No,
gonna
I'm
rep
sorry.
that, and I don't know how much of SoCal's
I
in
love
chat
the
right
West,
now.
but if we're gonna start something, we could start something. But like, like we could go at it. I'm with it.
Oh, I had to pop that up there. Couldn't resist. I know you're not gonna rep
I love
anyone
you
but
guys.
Uno.
Absolutely.
That's funny. Okay, good question here. Is there a decent drinkable water source at Cousins for refilling water containers?
So, for water source, I believe we have. Trying to see if we should have a water fountain upstairs, but there's also a Dollar Tree, like literally right next door to SDA. We're talking about BPOC, correct? Like for SDA, so you could get drinks from there. At Cousins, you'll have to probably go to the main office, everything like that, parking.
Okay, that's
I
good
just
to
want
know.
to catch both events.
Yeah. That makes sense. We've got someone, whoever's got the Uno account, saying there's water in the office as well, confirming that. But it's best to bring as much water as you can.
Please do, like, enough to clean your stuff and hydrate, like a lot of water. We want everyone to be taken care of, if anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, if anyone is also a medical professional, please let us know, or like or emergency response, whichever one, let us know so we could refer to you, if anything like that, just in case.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Especially for these summer events, big day-long events, drink more than you think you're going to need to throughout the day. If you don't feel thirsty, take a sip, because it sneaks up on you and it hits you hard. I don't, no one wants anyone else to suffer that dehydration or worse at an event. So please stay hydrated.
Please do. Also bring towels to towel off the sweat. I know it can get crazy. You want to play more games, right? So just take care of yourself. We appreciate y'all for going hard, but remember, it's gonna be a hot day.
It's true. Yeah, it's August. It's not a cool month.
Yeah.
And Brett, being Brett, asking, do you think Nerf Ball will be announced by BPOC so you can quickly pivot to the game type?
I'm gonna have to call a dispute on this one.
Oh no.
I can't. Maybe.
Throwing it out there.
Miss you, bro.
Oh, I really do hope a Nerf Ball does get announced at some point soon here.
Yeah, you haven't heard anything about that since. I was like, what's going on here? I want to dunk on some people. I guess.
I know.
Like,
been waiting all year for it. I was
for real.
so stoked seeing, like, I really felt like having the ball in the net element could add
Yeah,
something interesting if the cover layout's good, having ball movement
that
in a
would be
blaster
fucking
game
cool.
type, and like being able to score from further out could lead to some really interesting gameplay scenarios.
The literal Hail Mary plays just
Yeah.
right through, like it requires a different kind of athlete now, which would be pretty interesting. Not gonna lie,
And you could still
it's fun.
yeah, you could still have people filling roles in like a backfield, if
Mm-hmm.
they aren't the most athletic, standard typical
Yep.
athletic stereotype. There's ways you can make things work.
Yeah.
So I hope it does get announced, and I hope it's good. Like I really hope that.
Me too. I feel the tinge of like hope and then and then that too.
I've gotta contain the expectations a little bit.
I know. We just want to play different formats
Yeah,
on
yeah.
all fields.
I want to play it all. I want to do it all.
Yeah.
Another good point brought up is
Mhm.
if it does happen to rain, have a springer
Mm.
ready just in case.
Yes.
It may not be likely, but it's possible. So
If
it's a good thing.
just disconnect your lipos and put him in a safe space if it rains and everything like that. Just thunder protocol. Just
Yeah.
get your stuff in the shade and cover.
Agreed with that. So we've got a little bit under 10 minutes left here. Before we
Okay.
get too caught up talking about anything else, is there any other aspects or elements of the event or anything else you want to bring up to talk about?
Game modes, modifiers, iPro. Remember, iPro is required,
Always.
everybody. These do not count as iPro unless if they're sports goggles, but ONZ rated at Uno events. And TNT.
There you go. There was a question I saw earlier. I don't know if I brought it up or not, but it was: is there anywhere online where the rules and details can be found for the event?
For APOC or BPOC, or would you
We'll
like
go both. Yeah.
Okay, so for APOC, you can go on Facebook. We have the Facebook event. We also have our own Discord as well. It should be connected on the Facebook page as well. We also have an Instagram that you could United Nerf Ops on Instagram to see for any updates on the rules. For BPOC, you could also go to Jason and our website at TNT Events. We're gonna share that as well in the chat, and also like the ticket link for BPOC if anyone's interested as well. Mainly we use Facebook and Instagram for most of our links and everything like that. But and also Discord as well.
Awesome. I'm gonna have Zelkos send me the TNT link right now so I can put it in the info. I do have
Appreciate
links to both APOC and BPOC Facebook pages in the info
Nice.
right now, so you can hit those up if you are looking for that right now. The TNT events. It is the TNT events website you said, right? For
Yes.
the info. All right.
We
So,
also
yeah.
have the rules, different format information on our own website as well, so you could brush up on a lot of competitive information on the TNT website as well. By all means, share it everywhere. We'll be updated whenever we can with the events to keep track.
Awesome. Yeah, if you're going to be in the region for that weekend, I see no good reason to not be at the event.
Yeah.
It seems like it should be a really good weekend, a lot of fun, a lot of nerfing going on, and I hope a lot of footage.
If anyone wants like a quick intro to APOC, you check out Gotham's APOC 2021 video. It's on the United Nerf Ops YouTube page. That man does magic. I swear. He's been amazing when it comes to the growth of this club. And
Sure.
everything.
He has good stuff. I enjoy whenever he posts.
Yeah. We're always looking forward to it, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
great.
I feel you. I feel you on that. All right, so that covers, I think, most about everything we wanted to talk about for APOC. And I believe.
Oh,
go ahead.
I got just a couple more things. Please make sure that you help sweep in between rounds, everything like that. I know we get dump crazy. If you're running rival and you're running like that big Percy's or like a big hopper, be mindful. Sweep up as much as you can of the rival balls. We want to take care of the environment as well, and like keep access to the space as good neighbors and everything like that.
Yeah. Super important. Always leave it as good or leave it better than you found it.
Absolutely.
When venues like you, it makes things so much easier.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah,
Oh,
absolutely, 100% support that. Take a little bit of extra time and do one more extra sweep. It's so valuable, so worth it, and so important. And got APOC 2022 event video coming out soon. Wonderful way to hype up APOC 2023. So
look out for
I want to see it. I want it now. Feed it to me.
it. We might have a watch party soon. Who
There
knows?
we
Who knows?
go.
Just throwing that out there.
I'm here for it. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach. Uh,
Just one more thing in the
yeah.
chat for my homies on the East Coast. Can I get a year in chat?
There we
You're-
go.
Appreciate y'all.
That is the perfect way to end this out on. I love it. I love watching the footage whenever I can hear you dropping it before a round start.
Oh my god.
It's iconic.
Appreciate it.
Oh man.
I love doing it every time.
It's great. It's a great little thing. There we go. I see him starting to drop in now. All right. I think that is the perfect way to end this call and this talk. Thank you so much again for joining me to talk about APOC. I
Thank you, Drang.
love talking with you. Thankful for having you on. I look forward to doing it again, hopefully for APOC
Absolutely.
2024 and maybe for something else if there's anything else running. So thank you again. Also, as I said, links down below in the info. If you want to check out the event itself, please go do that. Show your support for the event, any and all events as well around you. And with that said, thank you all again for watching. Thank you for being here. And we will talk with you next time.
See y'all later.